Center for the Study of Developing Societies, New Delhi, അതിന്റെ കോർഡിനേറ്റർ തെരഞ്ഞെടുപ്പ് പഠനങ്ങളൊക്കെ നടത്തുന്ന സ്ഥാപനമാണ്. അതിന്റെ കോർഡിനേറ്റർ ഡോക്ടർ സന്ദീപ് ശാസ്ത്രി ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മളോടൊപ്പം ചേർന്നിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഡോക്ടർ സന്ദീപ് ശാസ്ത്രി, വെൽക്കം ടു ന്യൂസ് ആൻഡ് വ്യൂസ്. What are the reasons for the end of this Modi wave? How do you feel?
I would not so early in the day say it is the end of the Modi wave, or I would not say that it is a defeat of Modi. I think that will be too premature a conclusion to draw.
But Dr. Sandip Shastri, the BJP itself had promoted this agenda, Modi wave or Narendra Modi as Prime Minister or the single leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party, and they hello Dr. Sandip Shastri, BJP promoted this factor. How do
believe that the May victory of the BJP was Modi factor, but I think let's also not ignore the very, very strong sentiment against the UPA, which Mr. Modi was able to cash in on. Mr. Modi was the right person at the moment in May to be able to cash in on that. Now when you are talking of by-elections to assemblies, the issues are very different. Mr. Modi is not going to become your chief minister. Mr. Modi is not going to form the government in your state. So at the state level, the issues are very different, and I think it is also at one level, it is a reminder to the BJP that if you are looking at success...
But Dr. Sandip Shastri, there are certain lessons for all political parties through this verdict. So what are those lessons in your perspective? Because this BJP, the major political party which now has this defeat, they promoted, according to the opposition political parties, they promoted communal agenda, at least in Uttar Pradesh. So, what is the lesson then, at least for the BJP?
Again, I think the campaign in Bihar, in UP and Bihar clearly shows that you cannot really win votes only through a intensely polarized communal campaign. Now, making somebody like that Mahant in charge of your BJP campaign in UP, you are seeing the results of that. Now, let's also remember that in the May elections, Mr. Modi in his campaigns talked about development in UP, talked about all other issues. And let's also remember that may have been a critical factor in swaying the voters there. This time around, the faces you projected in UP, faces like that of the Mahant. Now, I'm not too sure whether these faces can actually bring in a inclusive agenda and get you the votes which you did last time, which last time it was based on a very inclusive agenda that you fought the election. This time, very clearly, the faces that the BJP projected in the UP polls are not necessarily states which can allow you an inclusive agenda.
At the same time, Dr. Shastri, the Congress also, they are claiming through the Gujarat and Rajasthan verdict that they got some victory. So, what is the message for the International Congress according to you?
If there is any lesson the Congress needs to learn from the Rajasthan and Gujarat results is that the party needs to empower credible, younger, mass-based leaders in the state. I think Sachin Pilot had a lot to do with the way the BJP, the Congress has done well in Rajasthan. In Gujarat also, I am told that the Congress campaign was very actively led by younger elements within the party. So I think the time has come for the Congress that as part of its rebuilding exercise, it needs to empower state-level leaders.
Dr. Shastri, I'll come back to you later. ഇപ്പോൾ നമുക്കൊരു ചെറിയ ഇടവേളയിലേക്ക് പോകേണ്ടതുണ്ട്. BJPയുടെ പ്രചരണ തന്ത്രം എന്തായിരുന്നു, ഇതിൽ നിന്ന് എന്ത് പാഠമാണ് പഠിക്കുന്നത്, മറ്റു പാർട്ടികൾക്ക് എന്ത് സന്ദേശമാണ് ഇന്നത്തെ തെരഞ്ഞെടുപ്പ് വിധിയിൽ ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കുന്നത്?